Hey, thanks for tuning into my video blog for another time to share with you all. I really hope and pray that you all have been doing good. And even if you feel like things haven't been going well, we always have to remember that God is still good no matter the circumstance we face. So with my video blog this week, I recorded one a few days ago, thought that was it, and I really wasn't feeling it. So I kind of just took some time to think about it for a couple of days, and then found myself sitting down somewhere, and something else came to me. So this is what I want to share with you all this week. I'm going to do a little bit of teaching, so the video may be a little bit longer than usual, but I promise if you stick with it, you will get something from the video. I can guarantee you that. So I found myself very frustrated at some point throughout the past week. My experience in graduate school is coming to an end. I graduate in May, and to say the least, it's been a very challenging experience here for many different reasons, which that's a whole nother video blog. But it's just been really challenging, like struggling to just want to be here and just make it through and staying positive about things. It's been really, really hard for me for the past 2 years. So I was sitting there, and all the while I'm going through this experience, I have told myself, or kind of made myself believe that, okay, you know what, I have 2 years here, it's going to be done so soon. And now that I have just about a month till graduation, I found myself getting frustrated because I'm now realizing that although this experience is coming to an end, that it's still going to be a part of me even though I'm leaving. I'm still going to be thinking about it. I'm still going to be reflecting about it, processing through this experience, because even though I'm leaving, it's not just going to erase. And so I really was kind of frustrated about that here I am, I've been waiting for this time to leave this experience, and now that it's coming to an end, it's still going to be a part of me. It's still going to stick with me. So I was frustrated about that, and I was sitting down, I was thinking about it, I was trying to sort through it all, and then literally like a scripture just popped in my mind, and I went and got my Bible, went right to it, and it's a fairly familiar verse in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. It talks about, for I know the plans that I have for you, thoughts of good, and very, very popular scripture, but actually one of the most misquoted scriptures that I would say in the Bible. It's one of the misquoted scriptures. So I'm going to teach a little bit, do a little bit of background information about this to sort of bring you up to this whole revelation I had about this experience. So we're going to go back. I'm going to walk you through a couple chapters and then talk to you about this. So the blog is titled, I've Been Put in Jail. And, that's kind of how I felt sometimes. I was just like, God, why do you have me here? Why do you have me going through these things? It just really doesn't seem fair. And I didn't always like it. But as I got this revelation, it really gave me even more peace about the situation. And I've had peace about it, but this really gave me a peace. So let's get right into that. So let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 27. So essentially what happened is there's these people, and God essentially told them that there was a new king, King Nebuchadnezzar, would now be in rule. And God told these people that you will have to essentially be under this person's charge. You have to be under their leadership. And, God said specifically that I'm going to send you into exile. I'm going to send you to Babylon, and you're going to have to work under this new king, even though you may not want to. Now, some people didn't want to. They really didn't want to, but, Jeremiah the prophet was really speaking to them and saying, God is telling you that he is sending you to exile, and this is where he wants you to be. Now, God said that I'm going to send you to this place, and you will remain there until I visit you again. So that's important to remember. Then we go over to Jeremiah chapter 28. and I'm just summing things up. There was a false prophet. So essentially, this is someone who was essentially saying that they were speaking for God, but really, they were not speaking for God. They were speaking a lie, essentially. They were not speaking the truth to these people. So this prophet, Hananiah, told these people a lie. He told them that within 2 years that God was going to bring them back to their homeland. He was saying, God is going to send you to this place. You'll be under this king. But within 2 years, God is going to take you back to your homeland. Now, then we come over to Jeremiah chapter 29. So far we've established that God has said, I'm going to send you to this place. You're going to work under King Nebuchadnezzar. And I'm going to have you there until I come back and I visit you again. Then we have the false prophet that comes in and tells them, you know what, you're going to be here for 2 years and God is going to come back and take you back to your homeland. Now, when we get to Jeremiah chapter 29, Jeremiah writes a letter to the survivors, essentially. Some years had gone by, and he wrote a letter to the people who were still in exile. And this is essentially what Jeremiah told them. He told them that, God wanted me to tell you that he sent you to this place, that I sent you into exile, even if you don't want to experience it. I have you here for a specific reason. Now, after God tells them this, he tells them to build. He tells them to produce and eat and marry and have kids. He tells them this while they're in exile. He tells them to inhabit this place because I have you here for a specific reason. And not only did God tell them to do this, he told them, while you're in this city, I want you to pray for this city. And he told them, I want you to intercede and I want you to work towards peace and prosperity in this city. And the reason that God told them that he wanted them to pray for this city that they were in exile, God said, the very city that you are in, the very place that you don't want to be in right now, I'm going to use this city for your welfare. I'm going to use it for your benefit. And so this is essentially what God told these people who had been sent into exile. Now, God gets to the point where he tells them that, yes, I sent you into exile. And he told them that you are going to be in this place for 70 years. Now, just think about that. You had this false prophet who just told these people that they were going to be there for 2 years. And now, literally, this prophet wrote them a letter and told them, actually, God said that you're going to be here for 70 years. So this is why he's telling them to build and produce and to have kids, because, you're going to be here for a while. But I promise that I will come back to you. And that's what God said. Pray for this city because it's going to benefit you. And he told them that I will come back to you again. And he said, I will do everything for you that I promised. He said, not only that, but I'm going to restore everything that you lost, and I'm going to bring you back to your home city. So this, a lot of things that were going on, but this is essentially what happened. And this brings us to that very popular scripture in Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11, when it says, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. And so when I understood that, I've heard the scripture before, and I have studied this before, but it never spoke to me like this. And so essentially what God was telling them is, I have you in exile. I, God, sent you to this place, but I know the thoughts that I have for you. You're going to be in this place. You're going to be in exile for 70 years, but I have good thoughts. I have good plans for you. After this, I'm going to come back, and I promise that I will do everything that I told you I would. I'm going to deliver you. I'm going to restore you, and I'm going to bring you back to your homeland. And even if you go a little bit further, below verse 11, he says, and then you shall call upon me, and you shall go and pray unto me, and I will hear you. I will answer your prayers. I will, you will seek me and you'll find me. God has given these people that promise. And so that spoke so profound to me, and I really felt led to share this with you all in my video blog. And just to encourage, you all, I was frustrated, but God spoke this word to me, and he said, you know what? I had you there for a reason. You know, I had you there for 2 years, and even though you're leaving, it's still going to be a part of you, but I had you there for a reason. There were many times where I wondered, I was like, God, why do you have me here? But I felt like I was here to pray for the city in which I now live, to work to try to, you know, produce those positive things that he was telling these people to do. And, you know, I can only hope that I have done God's will, you know, while I have been here. And so that really encouraged me, and I want to share that with you all to maybe offer you some encouragement, offer you some hope as you might be facing a similar situation. Maybe it's not a physical location for you. Maybe it's a state of mind. You feel like you're in exile right now. You feel like you're in jail. You know, you feel like you've been sent somewhere, and God has you in this uncomfortable place in your life where you're just like, God, why is this happening to me? And so it's important for us to discern and really understand when God has us in a specific place for a reason. And it's going to benefit us, just like he told them that this city is going to be for your welfare. You know, I'm here and I haven't liked it, but there have been many good things that have happened for me. My walk with God has deepened like wouldn't even have thought would have happened in 2 years. I've got to know some people. I've started a Bible study and just really trusted God to do these awesome things. And it's been a rewarding experience in that aspect. And it kind of overshadows all the negative things that have happened while I have been in grad school. And so even though, you know, it's coming to an end, I'm still going to be thinking about it, processing through it. But God had me here for a reason. And, you know, maybe that's you right now. You will have to pray and, you know, figure out if the situation you're facing right now, God may have you in that situation. But at the same time, I want to differ between situations that we put ourselves in through, like rebellion or like disobedience. That's a completely different story. Like if you're doing something you know you have no business doing and you step outside the will of God, you know, that's a different story. I'm talking about being in a place where God has sent you there. And it's uncomfortable. It's not fun at times, but you have to trust and know, like he said, for I know the thoughts I have for you. They're good thoughts. I don't have plans to, you know, ruin you or provide disaster, but I have good plans for you. And I promise that I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to move you to your homeland. So I wanted to encourage you all with that this week. It has given me some peace of mind about things, even as this experience comes to an end. And honestly, I was kind of thinking of, you know, the Monopoly game where, you know, you play and then it says go to jail. Like I've sometimes felt like that. Like God was like, go to jail. You know, Monopoly is like go to jail and sit there until you pay X amount of money. And so I was kind of thinking about that. Like, wow, like I kind of felt like I was, you know, if Monopoly is our life, I kind of felt like I was stuck in this place. But God was like, I have to have you here for a certain amount of time so that you can move forward with this experience, and this will be a part of you and it will help you to where you're going next. So, you know, don't get down about it. You know, ask God for understanding, for revelation, for that challenging experience that you're in where you feel like you're in prison. Maybe it's in your mind, a physical location, but God has a plan, he has a purpose, and it's a good one. And we always have to remember that God has a good plan for us, even though it's uncomfortable at times. So I hope and pray that you all have a blessed week. Like I said, the video is a little bit longer, but I just wanted to share that with you all this week. See you later.